here at the Carpenter's Woodshop with Richard Meagley, and he's going to give us a shop tour.
Hello, everybody.
All right.
Right in front of us, this is a project that I'm doing for a labor union, and they need keepsake boxes for their members that have loved ones that pass on.
Okay.
They give them a keepsake box. They're all, and I did not pull the Gary Turman trick.
Okay.
Of the four-sided grain match. It's got, you know, there'll be one side that's not grain matched.
That's right.
So what I'll do is I'll just saw this is a complete set, so I'll just saw the lid off, hinge it, finish it, and you know, that'll be good. This is my burn pile, basically. This is stuff that if I can't find another use for, and I find use for stuff in here all the time. I need something, I need a sticker, need a stretcher, whatever. Just come over here and grab something. I need something to spread glue.
Right.
There it is.
Right.
Miter saw. I'm tired of miter saws. You can't do any fine work with a miter saw.
Right.
This is the first drop I had in the shop, and it's still in use. I just got to plug it in over there every time, but it's where I do all my, you know, use my sanders. It rolls around. It'll carry a couple ton. Yeah. And it's a hoss. It needs to be rebuilt. These are cute little horses that are handy as all get out, because if I'm clamping something up, I can lay it up on the horses, and you know, then I've got
them take the glue.
A handful of these there too.
All right.
This is my, see, there's all my chisels, mallets and knives, planes, carving knives. My spoke shave goes in here, and my card scrapers, various hand tools, fasteners. Oh, and a palm brace.
There you go.
I don't have much time on that, but a sander drawer, bits and measuring instruments and stuff.
Right.
And Makita battery tools.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of those. My
got clamps
sharpening system under here. It's very rough. Charging station. Clamps. There'll be more of that. Got a handful of these.
Yeah.
Those are very handy. This is, everybody knows.
Right.
You know, drum sander. It comes in really handy. But it's dust collected. Got this sander here. That is handy as all get out. I love that. Here's another shop cart. This was my first shop cart.
Right. So
this was the first shop cart I landed in this shop location. There's another shop cart.
Right.
This table saw. This one's 220.
Okay.
And it's just an old contractor style jet.
Right.
Still works great. I love it.
Yeah.
And this is my least favorite bandsaw, but I use it the most. Right here. Gary Turman introduced me to these sewing lamps. Oh man. They're one of the useful things, most useful things I have in the shop. Supply rack.
Right.
Leftover lumber bin of more narrow stock, lots of different species.
Right.
This is a pile of sleds and fixtures for, I used to use that planer, that Porter cable planer as a flattening tool.
Okay.
So I would put my fixture bed in there and then lay my sled on it, and I would shim my pieces, and there's a bunch of different setups in there for like milling tapers and stuff like that on the little planer and that. Anyway, that's still in operation. I put a little dust collector port on here.
Yeah.
And it works, that dust collection port works perfectly. I'll resaw on that.
Yeah.
Then I'll come around and run it through this, just do a quick run on the, you know, the jointed face down, and just, and then resaw again and come back and hit it, and it's a real close, so it works well. Drill press I don't use very much, but it's a great drill press. I love it.
Yeah.
It works really well.
Yeah.
So this is where I stack my sheet goods. We're very organized, as you can tell. That's red oak, turned around backwards.
Yeah.
That's for a bar box for Bubble Bus Co. in Fort Worth. I do a lot of business-to-business work. Bunch of Baltic birch 1/2 inch and 3/4 China birch.
Right.
You know, this I picked up from Rockler. This is going to be a door one day.
Okay.
So I'm going to build a door, and this is going to be the panel for the door. So there will be a lock rail that goes through here some kind of way. Hadn't figured it all out, but I've got it envisioned. This is the lumber rack I built.
Right.
And some more shorts, a whole bunch of rough sawn shorts. This is another project I have on the books, but they come out of the same family, so I'm keeping them together. So I've got 3 fans in here for the summertime and other months of the year where it's not too cold to run them.
Yeah.
That, and that. And I basically use it when it gets really humid.
I just keep
those fans on and try to keep the air moving. Yeah. Originally, I moved into this location the end of March 2021. So right after the ice snowpocalypse. Originally, it was all that. I was in that bay. So this was walled off right here.
Right.
I immediately started trying to get him or the guys on the other side of me to let me have
a little bit.
Just give me 100 square feet. That's all I need.
Give me
a place for my office.
Give me a 10 by 10.
Yeah, I just wanted a place for my office because my desk was back here on this wall, and it covered in sawdust an inch thick.
Yeah.
I never bothered to try to clean it because by the end of the day it'd be
back up.
So he started moving out because he started selling off all his equipment, and he's also a potter. Right. So we carved him out of,
So this space
here, so these racks and from that kiln to that front door, that's all Jerry's space.
Okay.
And
then
the rest of it,
I've got from that door over.
Yeah, from this racking here, so it's from this kiln over. And then from that racking, all the way over. Okay. That racking is his, but and this is all various tooling that I have on these shelves. Mostly, I've got rough tools, mechanic tools. This is my router station. A couple palm routers.
Right.
Hand router. Keep this one in the table. I keep it on a vacuum cleaner, a shop vac for dust collection. Different bases. I've got my finishing. I like oil and wax finishes above everything else. So I like oil and wax. I keep it all up there. I make my own combinations of oils and waxes. I use different types of waxes as well for different purposes. This is another fab table. It's more stationary. It's not on wheels, but it's actually kind of become a work table for when I'm doing lathe work more than anything.
Okay. So you got the lathe working.
I got a lathe. That's my newest acquisition, and yes, everybody, I have fallen in love with the lathe work. But this is coming so handy, and it just paid for itself with the rebuilding of that Windsor chair.
That's great.
This was a game changer and a business saver. Acquisition last year during the expansion, because I had a project come in that I was going to use my flattening sled for, leaning up over there. Right. And I said, no, I can't do this project on that flattening sled. I need a real jointer. Yeah. So I bought this. It's covered up just because I had a finisher in here yesterday spraying some product, and I didn't want it. He was over here in this bay. So that's a 12-inch jointer.
Got the 12-inch bed,
Yep. It's okay. Well, I love it. I do.
He's caressing it like a baby.
I'm not gonna give it no bad juju.
That's right.
It's helical.
Yeah, I got the helical head on there.
Now, Kelly from KL Carvings in the club.
Okay.
She sold me that dust collector.
Okay.
And I'm glad, because it keeps up with this jointer
That's great.
perfectly. And these other little dust collectors I got would have never keeping
Right.
up with it.
Yeah.
The cool thing about this planer
Yeah.
is that I don't need to turn the dust collector on.
Right.
Watch.
Those DeWalt's got the vacuum or got the blower in them.
Check it out.
Right. That's great.
This is my newer model jet drill press.
Okay.
It's my go-to drill press.
Okay.
It's variable speed. It's real easy to change the speeds.
Yeah.
And it's got that laser. It's not accurate. The lasers never are accurate in my findings.
Right.
But it helps me get real close. Removable
Right.
sacrifice top
Gotcha. That's right.
for it. I've got a mortising jig underneath it, but I think I'm done trying to jack with those.
Right.
I almost bought a mortising machine last year.
Right.
You know, I can do it quicker and more accurately on a router.
And then you got a few more
Get a better fit.
clamps. We're not repeating clamps.
No,
we
no,
just got
it's
clamps in different places.
Just a different rack. They're spread out all over the shop.
All right.
And this is an inline
Yeah.
air service that if the compressor was over here, this would still be in service. But
Gotcha.
I'm probably going to reroute all that and put it back in service.
Yeah.
I got a couple
you
of
just got
air
a
drops.
PVC in there.
What's that?
PVC running up here.
Yeah. I'll probably put that back in service eventually. But
Okay.
I got about 2,000 in here.
That's nice.
See, that's 1050 on that side. This side is 1250. He's got 250 of it, so this is 1,000. So, yeah, about 2,050 square feet.
All right.
So yeah, 86 was when I started. I was like every other Gen Xer. We needed money for our cassette tapes,
That's right.
didn't we? So I had to go get a job. By the way, that saw is 3-phase.
Okay.
5-horse, 3-phase Grizzly.
Enjoying it? Love it.
Just that alone, I mean, it speaks volumes.
Right.
Then the capacity of it. The capacity of it is
Yeah.
awesome. I think 52 inches or something.
Right.
Yeah, 52-inch capacity. I can't go wrong with it. I can build sleds all day for this.
Yeah.
That's a straight line rip sled right there, by the way. If I'm doing cabinets and I'm busting sheets, those sheets are never straight. There's always a bow in the factory edges.
Yeah.
So I'll block cut them and then I'll put one straight edge on it with this straight line rip sled.
Okay. So here's the office space.
Yeah, I built this during the expansion last summer. I needed to house the office and get it out of the shop area. So I built this and I figured, well, in the future, I'm going to need a way for the office to communicate with the shop floor and back and forth. I'll have a manager in there at some point. So I made sure it had, a window for that. So the office is insulated.
Okay.
So I can keep it heated in the summer or in the winter and
keep it cool in the
summer for that. And I got so busy, I ended up with so many jobs I couldn't keep track, so I bought a bunch of clipboards.
Right.
Then my desk ended up being filled with clipboards, and I need a place for the clipboards to organize them. So there they are. That's all the projects. These projects I've got going.
Right.
There's one project that is a prospect still. For now.
Yeah.